A few weeks ago, I was happily sulking by my swimming pool. What do you want?
I just came by to see if there's something I can help you with.
I'm retired. My psychotic best friend shows up out of nowhere.
Few games have been as successful as the Grand Theft Auto series.
You're back in the game? I guess.
Since its debut in 1997, it has transformed an industry and broke all records, eventually making it the most profitable entertainment product ever. The last game of the series was published 7 years ago, yet there are barely any traces of upcoming episodes. Where is the series going? Is there going to be a successor to GTA 5? By closely analyzing Rockstar Games' history and interviewing some of the most prominent figures in the industry, we have managed to understand why we are waiting, and when the suspense will be over. This is the waiting game. If Rockstar Games seems to have always been associated with the Grand Theft Auto saga, the latter was nevertheless imagined by BMG Interactive in 1997. During its first years of existence, the franchise did not attract crowds with its top-view and archaic graphics. However, the publisher, Take-Two Interactive, showed interest and decided to buy the studio in 1998. A few months later, Take-Two founded Rockstar Games, and the new firm bought DMA Design in the process. If the company doesn't ring a bell, it is probably because we know it today as Rockstar North. The newborn franchise decided to establish itself in several countries in order to launch the development of multiple games simultaneously, and within a few years it produced Max Payne under the leadership of Remedy Entertainment or even Midnight Club. If both media and commercial success is at the rendezvous, it is nothing compared to what profiled in the horizon. Exit the top view and make way for a 3D game in the third person with a reinterpretation of New York named Liberty City. It will be a revolution for an entire industry, and the 8 million copies sold will take Rockstar Games to a whole new dimension. Following the success of GTA 3, Rockstar Games took merely a year to release the even more successful Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and 2 more years to release the now legendary GTA San Andreas. If we do not count the extensions to these games, it took 4 years for the revolutionary GTA 4 to arrive on the shelves in 2008. We can start to see a pattern of ever longer delays, with the time between GTA 3 and Vice City being a year, the one between Vice City and San Andreas the double with 2 years, and the one between San Andreas and GTA 4 being once more the double with 4 years. When GTA 5 was released in 2013, 5 years after the last game, it became clearly apparent that Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive were surfing on the success of each episode for longer and longer thanks to the incredible money they brought in. In addition to the physical game sales, the benefits generated by their games are exploding with the increase of in-game purchases made by players who have already bought the game and the disappearance of physical distribution. This is an interview of Take-Two Interactive CEO on the subject.
I want to start off just on digital distribution of the games itself. It went up dramatically. I think it was, what, 50% up from 31% last year. Is that just going to keep increasing at that rate?
Right. Actually, in the quarter for us, about over 70% digitally distributed. Yes, it'll keep going up inexorably. You can pretty much assume that the interactive entertainment business will be a digitally delivered business in the future.
How much cost does that end up taking out?
It does increase our margins. In terms of our margin dollars, it can be as much as $5 a unit in the U.S. and $15 outside of the U.S., so very significant.
This is probably the main reason why we haven't yet seen a GTA 6. Grand Theft Auto 5 is more profitable than ever. With GTA Online making more than $1 billion in 4 years and the fact that the margins made by Rockstar Games are still increasing with the disappearance of physical retailing, we can clearly see that they do not need to publish a follow-up and would rather make the most out of the current GTA 5. The development of the Grand Theft Auto games has been getting longer and longer, with GTA 5's development starting in 2008 and lasting 5 years. Advanced technologies such as the use of motion capture to better represent the character's movements and a homemade game engine called Rockstar Advanced Game Engine, or more commonly Rage, the video game was now taking longer and necessitated more resources. Rockstar North therefore collaborated with other studios, and around 1,000 people worked on the $265 million video game. The Grand Theft Auto games are indeed some of the longest and hardest to develop, with their huge open-world maps and advanced graphics for the time of their launch. GTA 5 was therefore the most expensive video game ever made when it was released, and it is logical that the development of an even more complex and advanced video game can take a lot of time. However, if we look back at Grand Theft Auto 5, it started development when Grand Theft Auto 4 was launched, which would mean that, if we follow the same logic, Grand Theft Auto 6 began development in 2013 and is either extraordinarily hard and could have received less attention due to games like Red Dead Redemption 2, or it is either in the shelves waiting for GTA 5's success to diminish. Due to numerous controversies involving Grand Theft Auto, the developers have decided not to release details about the game before its official launch. They have managed extremely well in doing so, but, like any popular game or product, leaks happen, so here are the ones we believe are the most likely true. According to the latest rumors, it would be possible to play in two cities, Las Venturas as a reinterpretation of Las Vegas and San Fierro as San Francisco. The map would be 4 times larger than that of GTA 5 and would not be limited to these 2 cities, since Zone 51, an amusement park, a zoo or the Hoover Dam would be accessible. Among other innovations, many buildings should now be open and explorable. Robberies and side missions should be significantly more numerous. Finally, mini-games like rafting, carnival and hunting would also be more important. The main mode would last around 60 hours. Regarding the release date for the future GTA, Dan Houser, co-founder of Rockstar Games, assured in an interview with GQ in October 2018 that the game would not be released under the presidency of Donald Trump. According to him, it is impossible to release such a game in the political and social context that the United States are currently experiencing. However, with his recent departure from Rockstar Games, it is likely we will see it arriving sooner than anticipated. Continuing on this subject, recent leaks claim that the game will not be available on current consoles. Apparently, only owners of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Scarlet will be able to get it. Although we have relatively few information, we can be certain that the new Grand Theft Auto will transport us into a new world, marking the video game industry and once more creating history.